just about to go live on my Facebook page, which I am now. I'm actually live on Facebook there. I use StreamYard, so then I can do it on my desktop. And because of that, this is the professional setup. I have a book here and I balance this phone when I finish this on top of that, and I'll go live on Instagram at the same time. So yeah, it's professional setup as always. Oh, they're coming on. They're piling on now. So I love it when they do this. So I'm going to just talk about comfort zones because that's what my email was about this morning. So get ready, professional setup. Susan Gullick has got gold. Christine Wickham silver, and Lorraine, watching from YouTube, lovely, has got a bronze. So right, I'll go live now. So I can't tag this now up. I'll just have to do it without captions. Otherwise, that'd be rude. And why have I decided to go live when I actually need a wee? I do, honestly. I'll see if I can get rid of that. Let me get... Right, hang on. Right. I need to put that there to stop it moving. Oh, it'd help if I turn the camera around. There we go. I'm now on Instagram. Lorraine Mann, you got a medal and you're watching from YouTube. Debbie Mann's watching from YouTube. What's going on? I love it. So, yeah, I use StreamYard, you see, so it automatically streams to my YouTube channel. Do you know what? YouTube, it's odd, I've got 4,000, I think, subscribers on there, and I've never done a video for YouTube, ever. Yes, get citing as an interlude while you go to the loo. I could. No, I'll sit on it like Miranda. I'll have a bit of a wobble. Very funny, Debbie. Oh, let me just top up my lippy. I put it on for Ruth's session this morning at 7. There, new woman. So good morning, everybody. How are you? Please share it if you want. Hi, Samantha Louise Kelly, who's just come up on Instagram. So how are you? I don't know if you, I know a lot of you do get my Friday morning email. I send a Friday email out every Friday morning, just talking about my thoughts really, and what, so you can imagine what they're like. Now, hopefully you find them motivational and inspiring. And I just happen to talk about comfort zones this week. A lot of you have got it already. Hello. Is it Feedy? First timer on here. Hello from Fedora. How lovely to see you. So, yes, comfort zones. It is just mad. Oh, Samantha says she's just joined the tribe. I'm really excited. Well, we're excited to have you with us. Yes. Hi, Yvonne. How are you? So, yes, I am. It's funny. People think to come out of your comfort zone, you have to do something really big. You know, like when I did the Ironman, I like to get that in, that I did an Ironman 2016. That was so far out of my comfort zone. I didn't realise it existed. But there's things more than that. It doesn't have to be. It could be not taking your phone to bed because you're so used to taking your phone to bed. It could be those little habits. It could be not having sugar, giving up alcohol. They're all things that are going to trigger you and make you feel uncomfortable to start with because it goes against the norm of what you normally do. So I think people don't look for things to come out of the comfort zones because they assume it's got to be something huge, like moving house or moving job or starting a law degree. You know, it doesn't. It can just be. It can be doing a walk. And I'm going to give you all a task now. Hopefully, if you've been following for a while, you know that I love to get you walking. Look at when we did the 20-minute triumph in a 20-minute walk every day in January. Absolutely brilliant. And you tend to go out of the house and you'd go for your walk. And if you do a route the same all the time, why is it we always do it the same way around? Now, so what I'd love to challenge you to do is walk it, but the opposite way. And it is incredible, the difference, the different views you get, the different aspects, it's just different. And it can feel a bit weird because it's not in your comfort zone to go out and do the walk that you know and love. Or might not love, depending if it's paying it down, probably. So, Melanie, hope you're feeling better soon. So I challenge you to go and do your walk in the opposite direction. Something as simple and small as that, which doesn't take any extra time. is coming out of your comfort zone, because it's something that you're not used to doing. So I want to challenge you to try and do that, to try and come out of your comfort zone, no matter how small. So, morning, Kerry, morning, Denise, morning, Sue. So Dot says exactly how I feel, doing it the opposite way. It can be really strange. Leanne on Instagram says she loves getting out of a comfort zone. Surprised me what I can actually do. It really does, but a lot of us don't try. A lot of people don't try, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not here now to make you feel bad for living in your comfort zone all the time. So that's what some people love to do. And if you're happy doing that, then crack on. Why go and make yourself unhappy and stressed if you've got no intention of ever doing anything out of your comfort zone? But you must have surely come out of your comfort zone at some time to get where you are now, to get a house, to get a partner. Go back. You might have been with your partner for 30 years, like I have been. Next week after next, our 30th wedding anniversary. There was those uncomfortable times early on when, I finished with my boyfriend when I was 17 because I fancied Simon. When I started working with him, I'd gone off my boyfriend. He was getting on my nerves. And I knew he was never going to be a lifetime boyfriend. You just have a few for practicing on, don't you? But even back then, I finished with him and I thought I'm going to be on my own for a bit because I fancied Simon anyway. Simon never asked me out. So I went back out with my boyfriend. I can't believe I'm telling you this. Oh my goodness. Look what I found. You know what? Where is it? Now then, look what I found a few weeks ago. Now this, people say, oh, what can I talk about? 1985, my diary. I found it. Look at all this. Not big entries, but big enough. Big enough. Some were big. It's when I used to fancy Neil Dyson. Yeah, when I was in about the 4th and 5th year at school, because I left in 1986. So I was 4th going into the 5th year. Talk about coming out of your comfort zones. Look at that. Sorry, I've written on the wrong page. It should be here. Oh my God. Where we used to go babysitting when the guinea pig died, and my dad buried it. I wasn't happy, so I dug it up and buried it somewhere else. I was reading it the other day and I was laughing to myself. I can't hardly read my writing. I've always had bad writing, even when I try to be neat. But I thought I might start reading a bit. Who would like? Not today, because I'm talking about something else. What's that? Give me 3 for free. I don't know. Well, some were really small. Let me just see if I can read. Hang on. We came off from a person. June the 28th, Friday, June the 28th, 1985. This is a really, really short one. We came home from Liverpool. I saw this pervert on the train. I'm glad to be home. The photographs have come. That's when I used to order my photographs from TruePrint. That's when I used to send my Kodak film off. When you do your Kodak film, your 24 or 36 if you could afford it. And they must have come. So there's no explanation about what I thought was a pervert on the train. I don't think I was ever flashed at. I must have just made an assumption. But I love the way it's just, and this is what my diary is like. It's straight from one. Right, look at that. June the 29th, 1985. I babysat for Kim again. I got £5 altogether. I've got £39 saved up for holiday. I'm not babysitting anymore. Mum and Dad have gone to the Eagle's Head pub. Mum and Dad would have been in the 40s then. Well, my mum would. Honestly, would you read today's date? I don't know if I've got it. What date is it? What date are we on? I will have. I don't know. I'll have to see. It might be rude. I don't know. I'll have to see. The 8th of April. Oh, I can't. I can't. I obviously didn't just fancy Neil Dyson. Hang on, let me. I hope he's. What was the President's Day? I was with. It's really hard, Tina. I'm sorry, this is probably really boring for you. 8th of April. How many years ago was 1985? You know, this is weird. This that I'm about to read, it's only short, is 37 years ago today. 37 years ago. Oh, snow is on. Snow is Simon's friend. Read it the date you met Baldy. I'd stop writing then. I tell you, I'd stop writing. But Si, don't get jealous of this. So it's not obviously just Neil Dyson I fancied back in the day when I was a 15. Right. Dear Diary, Stephen. I can't stop thinking about him. Simon remembers him. He is a really good mate and we really get on. I hope badminton is on Friday because I really want to see him. I'm not going to ask him out though. And that's that. And then Mum wallpapered the bedroom today with red checks. We want to do it all. And I got a new cheap lampshade. I've also altered my bedroom. End of entry. What I love about it is that, like, now, if it was Stephen, I'd be talking about and going, oh, what do you think I should do? I wonder if your brain changes from when you're that age, like, because it's not matured, is it, when you're 15? And so how you can just categorise it and go, Stephen, I can't stop thinking about it. My mum decorated my bedroom with red checked wallpaper and I've altered it. I might have to make it a thing, but there's a lot of content in there. I could start from the beginning. Or you'd get the whole episode of me fancying Neil, then obviously fancying Neil then going on to fancying Stephen. I don't think I went out with Stephen. He had really. I remember when he had his hair permed. He was dead good at badminton though. Does Snowy play badminton?
Well, he might know from school as well. What was his last name?
Stephen Horner. Yeah, Snowy said, Simon, went out with this bloke for a laugh and ended up married. Who wants me to read the next day? Do you want me to read the next day? You'd be clocking on tomorrow if I did that, wouldn't you? I wish I'd done more of these. Something serious must have been going on there. I had quite a good day. It starts. I am talking about getting out of my comfort zone. Right, let me have a look. What date was tomorrow, Si? What date are we on? Must have been a weekend. It's just rubbish. So obviously Stephen's not on my mind that much. April the 9th, 1985. Dear Diary, I put the 11:26 p.m. I wrote this, 11:26. So I got up at 11:30. I haven't done much. I did a bit more of my cat picture. It is really looking good. Do you know what? I think it was one of those scrape foil things. I seem to remember it. I babysat for Sue last night and got £3. I've got £7 now towards my holiday, 11:28 p.m. So obviously I've put the time on before. Obviously, it only took me 2 minutes. Right, I'll go on. I'll do one more because I won't be doing it over the weekend. Let me see. And so, do you want me to come on Monday or Tuesday and do it? Right. April the 10th, 1985. Dear Diary. I rode to Rachel's on Nicholas's bike. That's my brother. We did all our English homework about Charles Dickens. I'm sorry. I am determined to lose weight at the age of 15. That's my mum's fault. I'm determined to lose weight. I'm going to start using Nicholas's bike more. Mum has got me 2 cheap Grandad shirts. They are really nice. Come on. Oh my God.
Is this the same person who's writing a book?
Yeah, I'm writing a book. Will you buy my book? Snowy said, make it up. I couldn't. I tell you, I will make this one up, Snowy. Snowy, I met Snowy when I started going out with Simon, and Simon was the only one of his mates to have a girlfriend, because I could say all the other lads were a bit weird, you know, but they weren't. They were lovely. And I used to go out with them because Simon wouldn't just go out with me. I had to go out with his mates, him and his mates, if I wanted to see Simon, you know. And I'll never forget that night in 1987, Snowy. It's etched on my brain at the Water Witch, because I think I beat a couple of you at pool because I was a bit of a hustler. I'd either played well or played crap. And 1987, went to the Water Witch with Simon, and his hair is ridiculous. It really was. He used to grease it all back, like looked like Count Duckula. And I'll never forget. He reckons it's Steven Seagal. It wasn't. It was Count Duckula. And I remember Simon went to the bar, and I thought I'd impress him and buy him a drink. And I bought him a pint of Beck's, I think it was, or something like that. And he wasn't happy because I'd bought him the wrong one. I nearly finished with him then, Snowy, the ungrateful get. I bought him a pint of something or other. And he said, oh, you should have got me Grolsch. And I thought, you... And you know what? It wouldn't be like that now. I've taken me 30 years to train him so I could make it up. But what I love is that we don't overthink. We didn't overthink as teenagers. It was factual. So the next day I'll do one more. April the 11th, 1985, Dear Diary. Just been me the... I can't read it, honestly. Dear Diary, I must have been a bit pissed off with Linda, my friend, who's still one of my dearest friends. She really is. She used to go out with Derek for a long time. There was Rachel and Nigel. I never had a boyfriend. There was Rachel and Nigel. I just fancied Neil Dyson and he wasn't interested. I think I might have snogged him a couple of times, you know, and so I didn't really have a boyfriend then. I just used to be the third wheel of everybody else's cog. Linda and Derek and me, Rachel and Nigel and me. Dear Diary, right, are you ready for this? I haven't done much today. Linda and Derek actually came down, but I thought it was too good to be true. They had just been into Lancaster and had stopped off to give me the runners-up trophy for the badminton league, which Margaret had engraved. Linda got some white boots. I'm obviously pissed off with them that they never used to visit and I was used to go to theirs. I'm going to have to leave her that on a WhatsApp message. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry if this will be boring the shit out of you probably, but it's making me laugh. And you remember it. I bring back memories. Eileen Murray prefers Grolsch. That at 15 weight was an issue, wasn't it? It was mad. I used to do Slim Fast. I remember I used to do Slim Fast even at that age. So anyway, coming out of your comfort zone. Me reading that is a little bit out of my comfort zone because you don't know how it's going to get received. But I'm beyond that really on the Facebook and I just talk about whatever. And hopefully there's enough of you who know I always mean everything with a good heart, if you know that's what I mean, even when I'm ranting. But yes, so just getting back to your comfort zone. I still need a wee, so that's a bit uncomfortable. Si, do you want to come and fill in and tell them about your version of that night in the Water Witch? Oh, come on, just while I have a wee. Come on for a laugh. Is that all right? Simon's just going to talk about his version. Snowy's on. He'll keep you company. Right. I'm just having a wee. It's only Facebook.
It's only Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Hello, Snowy. How are you? By the way, Snowy, did you get my Valentine's card? I don't know if you actually. Sally's asking if I was going out with you. Of course, I fancied you.
Why?
I've no idea why. It can't have been your perm, could it? Sally had a tightly knit perm, I think, in those days, Snowy. And she was quite good at pool, occasionally. But other times she was Debbie Mann twice in one day. Yes, it is. Missed it. What did I say, Snowy? I'm just asking if you'd seen the Valentine's card I sent you, Snow, or whether it had caused upset in your house, wondering who'd got it. No, I just liked Grolsch in those days, and they had it on draft. So Sally bought me a drink. Well, that was 34.5 years ago. So it was quite a long time ago. I was still a teenager in those days.
He was 19 when I met him.
And you were 17. Were you old enough to go in the pub then?
No, well, we didn't do things. That's when pubs shut at 11 o'clock. We just used to play pool.
And they didn't have bouncers then?
And we all used to sit, no bouncers. There was no such thing.
Nobody carried ID, did they?
No, we didn't have ID. I just had my cycling proficiency badge.
Did you get that? I've seen you on a bike. I'm not sure you could have qualified.
We used to sit and play Fuzzy Duck with Snowy. Do you not remember, in a circle?
Yeah, I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can you believe that, Si? 1987 that was. June the 10th, 1987 is when we had our first Snog in Your Mark II Escort. It's in the book. That's the introduction of my book.
With my the Starsky and Hutch
Starsky and Hutch stripes. And he used to have breadsticks in his footwell.
Pamela Stevenson said, that was a fast wee.
Yeah, I didn't need a wheel. And I've washed my hands. Oh, not for 20 seconds though, but you know.
She was rich. She didn't want to stay too long in case I sort of.
But 1987, do you remember?
I could have actually started a conversation about going out your comfort zone, which is what you should have started.
Yeah.
How long ago?
I will. 21 minutes. I'll do it now. But thank you for that.
What Snowy said, you weren't the first Sally. She was the first Sally, but she wasn't the first. Legendary car it was, though.
Legendary car. It wasn't. It used to pick me up and take me to work, and I used to have to climb in through the driver's seat because the passenger seat door was all bashed in.
It got stolen.
I did wash my hands. Yes, I did. I even put moisturised. Smell it. They're beautiful. Fresh mint from the White Company. It is so lovely. I only had a really quick wee. Oh, look at that, Eileen Murray. I'd have you down as a hockey player. So for Grolsch, did you have no, I didn't have a spiral perm. I wanted a shaggy perm. You know, they like the shaggy perms with a fringe, but I look more like Barbara Streisand. And literally that feeling, and this is literally, no word of lie, this is in the introduction of my book, because I want the reader, when they do my book, to get a gist of how I am, you know, like you lot know how I am because of my Facebook videos. So I want them to, so I've done an introduction of when I met Simon. I called myself a fat bastard with a perm because I was overweight when I met Simon. I had spots on my chin, I had a vicious type perm, but I did have quite large boobs and a bum that did that apparently, and he liked it. He did. And I remember going for this perm. And is there anybody still on? I remember going for this perm to the hairdresser. Yeah, I'd like a shaggy perm, a loose perm. And they put all the rollers in and you sat there for like an hour and a half. And you know when they take the roller out and this hair, they took it out and it just zip, and it went screwed right back up to the top of my head. Oh, and it was the worst 2 weeks of my life. It was just awful. This viciously tight perm that just wouldn't relax. So yes, your comfort zone. Sporting Sheroes, hooray for the hockey players, says Karen. But yes, what can you do to put yourself out of your comfort zone? There's one thing I've done this week. I know it's not a very big thing. I've sent an email. I send emails all the time. It's not a big thing, but it is because it's what it's forcing me to do because I've set this ball rolling. It's what I wrote my email about this morning on my Friday email. Lovely Joe Wicks, who you know I love to bits, when I went to see him up in Edinburgh, I was chatting to him and he asked if I was writing a book. I said yes. And I said, well, can I send a bit of it to you? I thought I might as well ask, because he said he'd read it afterwards. So when I've done it, send him a copy. He says it'll be funny, that's for sure. If it's like your Facebook videos, and which I thought was really lovely of him. And anyway, he said, so I said, could I send you a bit before, to see how it is? And he said, well, have you spoken to Bev? And he was there with his book agent. And so Bev was so kind and lovely. So I spoke to about 10, 15 minutes and she's given me a business card. She wrote the best-selling book, Do It to Ditch It, Bev James. And one of the quote on a card is, opportunities are never lost. Someone else will take the ones you miss. So she says, remember that, because I told her I was scared of doing this book, but it's been in my head for years and I really want to do it. And I know I'd sell some copies because I know you lot would buy it. I'd know that, you've said you would. And it'll be just like my emails really, but all in a book. And so anyway, so I said, could I send her the book proposal that I've done? And she said yes. So she gave me this. She goes, it won't be me who picks it up. Email that. So I sent the email yesterday. I sent an email saying that I'd spoken to Bev. She said I could send this. I'm just checking this is the address to send it to and da-da-da. So now I've got to finish my book proposal or retweak it from when I did it a couple of years ago and send it. And it scares the shit out of me. I'll be honest, it does. Because then I've got to keep writing my book and you fear that you're going to be judged when if it does get out there, you're crap, you're rubbish. Do you know what I mean? It's good job. I should have sent her this. I could send, this is the sort of quality, but I did it, Debbie. I did it and it's massive for me. So it is massively out of my comfort zone. It is just one little email, but it has started that ball rolling. And do you know what? If Bev James comes back and says, do you know what, after I've sent it, says, do you know what, or if she doesn't read it or if it's not for her, I've now done my book proposal and I'm going to send it to Penguin because Joel from there 3 years ago told me to send, after I'd been to see them and did my little book pitch, because it was part of Shah Wasman's book course, 2-minute book pitch, gave him a book proposal. He said, you've not written anything. I said, I haven't. He says, as soon as you've done 2 chapters, you could send them to me. And I've not done it because I'm too scared. How nonsense is that? I was too scared to write the 2 chapters in case Joel, one of the main editors at Penguin, liked it. So I didn't send it. What a nonsense. A nonsense. So Karen, Sporting Sheroes, it is marginal gains. I'm going to do it. And I've sent this. It's what this first email signifies. And let me tell you now, if they don't like it, I'll send it to somebody else. And if nobody ever likes it, I will self-publish it because then I know you lot can buy it because I know you want to buy it. Well, not all of you, you know. Snowy will buy it. And that's Snowy, you'll buy it, won't you? Andrew says, product placement in your car, you book with an ice cream, your own brand of ice cream. It's cold, it's bold, it's Simon, it's Sally's Cornetto and Arctic Roll. Who remembers Arctic Roll and the moose? When you get to the end of the super moose, why go break your heart? When you get to the end of a super moose, the end where is another should start. I have just remembered that from about 1984. The Super Moose advert. Do you remember Moose? They did them in mint green or strawberry. You know. God, an Arctic Roll. There was always an Arctic Roll in the freezer. Always. They were brilliant. So, yeah, that's it. So, out of your comfort zone. So, that's it. I've waffled on. Still 28 minutes. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And there's so many things I want to do and I want to start sharing with you. I'm really going to get into my nourishment again. And I want to start doing a few cooking little videos. If you did the 20-minute triumph, Sam and I did a juice demonstration between the difference between juicing and blending. And it was, somebody said it was comedy gold. So that's more sort of the stuff I want to do. Lisa Day says she'll buy it. Who'd buy my book? Sue Hindley says she'll buy a copy. You know, so the West Midlands lot can have a copy, yes. But I'm definitely going to do it. But it's really, I don't know why I see people. Bev, James and Joe, they're just people. And that's what I love about Joe is I obviously don't know Bev I don't know Joe Wicks, but do you know what I mean? I just know his ethos and they're just people. Everybody's just people, you know, so don't ever think you're any worse than anybody else, you know, don't ever think that. So, yes, thank you. Oh, thank you, Heidi says she'll buy it. Yvonne, you're a tonic. You've cheered me up today. Can't wait for the book. Before I go, do you just want a lucky dip of the diary? Now, you've either got the Daily Stoic or Sally's Diary from 1985. Should we just do a look at somebody pick a date? Right, somebody pick a date, but it can't be because I obviously got fed up after July the 17th. I got fed up, I'd stopped writing. So pick a date before July the 17th. Whoever, June the 10th, Simon says. That's our anniversary. Georgie, no, September. Oh, look at this. Oh, oh my God. Look what I found. There's Neil Dyson in the middle. I think Stephen Mason's on there as well. I had a bit of a snog. I went out with him for a bit, but you know when you go out with somebody, you don't really go out with them. No, look, they're at a football trophy night. I'll look at it in a minute. They haven't seen it, Simon.
I want to look at the competition.
Well, you can't see him. Look at that. That's one of the Thistlethwaite boys. Remember him? Oh, Neil Dyson. Do you know what? I think Paul Thistlethwaite's on here as well. He is! Paul Thistlethwaite. That's the first.
Sorry, none of these people know him.
Doesn't matter. Look at him. I had my first kiss with Paul Thistlethwaite when I was about 13 at a school disco. He had double denim on, and I think it was so true, true. Spandau Ballet. So they're all on there. Three of them lads on there I've had a bit of dalliance with.
I've only had a dalliance with one of them. Let me have a look.
So, what was I telling you? June the 10th. With, who's that? Who's Alexis? All right. June the 10th, signed 1985. And 2 years later, I was snogging Simon in his Mark II Escort. All right then. 2 years later, I was snogging Simon in his Mark II Escort. But June the 10th, 1985. Dear Diary.
God, it can't be that funny.
I lent Barry Dyson 50 pence. That's Neil's brother. I lent Barry Dyson 50p and I walked home with Alexis Morris. I really like him. He's nice looking, but I wouldn't want to go out with him. So Barry Dyson, if Neil Dyson never watches this, tell your brother Barry that you owe me 50p because I better never go. Do you know what? I remember that. Now I've said it, I remember it was outside the sweet shop opposite Carnforth High School. My dinner money was 50p. I'll have done that because I would have hoped he'd have gone home and said to Neil, that Sally that fancies you lent you 50p. Lent me 50p. I used to bump into Barry and say, how's Neil? He said, I told him I'd seen you. So that's what it was worth 50p just to start up a conversation. Jane Gamp, if you've only just logged on, you need to go back. I've been sharing a few thoughts from a 1985 diary. It's terrible. There was, anyway, I'm going, is it the badminton? I tell you, I sound like a right hussy. 3 lads from there, either fancied or, unbelievable. Youngsters of Carnforth Athletic Football Club pitched at their prize-giving disco at Overkellet Village Hall, Wednesday, June the 12th, 1985. That's unbelievable. Where does our life go, eh? I'm going to finish on just a little serious note, but not serious. Where does whenever you get fed up or wherever you just think, this is our life, what we've made it, whatever's happened to us that we've not been able to control. How do we then control our behaviour around stuff? I can't believe that I've been with Simon 30 years. 2 years after that night, I met Simon about 18 months after that night. February 1985, I met Simon. And no, 1987, sorry. And I just think, I wish I'd kept a diary more. And really, this is just a journal. Why do we call it journaling and all that stuff now? It's just keeping a diary. I might get back to it because but I'll never write with the same freedom. You know, everything's covered in, oh, what will people think? I didn't used to give a shit then. I just used to write, you know. So yes, what can you do to put yourself out of your comfort zone? Do something today. Do you know what? And come back on this video and tag me and tell me what you've done. It might be doing a walk back to front. It might be sending a text to an old friend from 1985. It could be anything. You know, it could be going out for a walk or a run. You daren't run because you're worried about what people will think of you because you think you're overweight. Sod all that. This is your life to live. You know, what would you have done in 1985? Come on. All right then, people. So 50p was a lot of money in those days, I tell you. So yes. All right then, everybody. Thank you so much. I didn't expect to get onto that at all. I don't know, I could do it on my stories or something. I've cheered myself up thinking about all the happy times. Do you know what I mean? And that, we'll never get it back, will we? The 80s, we'll never get it back. But it was such a wonderful, wonderful time. And thank you, Snowy, for being part of it. Duzzy foot, fuzzy duck. Tell you, having that with a few pints of snake bite. I used to be dead hard and drink pints of snake bite with my double denim and my viciously tight perm. All right then, everybody, have a wonderful day. Posh and Waffle tomorrow, but we're doing the Hawkshead race. So we'll do it in the car on the way up. Posh and Waffle. All right, and I'll sit in the back seat with her. All right, lots of love, and I will see you tomorrow for Posh and Waffle. All right then, I'll ask her. Should I ask Posh and Waffle what she was doing in the 80s? We'll make that the subject of tomorrow. All right then, have a great day. Thank you for showing up on Insta. I really appreciate it, and YouTube, and obviously thank you. Get over yourself on Facebook. Lots of love. Anybody would think I was going away for a month. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Silent burp before I finish.